y'all, I'm back with an update on my YA Fantasy Book number 2 challenge. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I am so glad that I decided to do this challenge because it is celebrating YA fantasy books written by Black authors that really center characters that are Black and characters that are exemplifying Black girl magic, Black boy magic, and just all kinds of magic, all kinds of fun and fantasy. And I'm really enjoying reading these book number 2s in these series. And I can't wait to start new series as well. But first, I gotta get through this list. So on my last video, I let you guys know all the books that were to be read by me during this challenge. I was still in progress when it came to A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown, but I officially finished that book in the month of April. I gave it 3.5 stars, y'all, which I did not round up. So I gave the book 3 stars, and it was not one of my favorites. And what's crazy is that I read the first book, which was A Song of Wraiths and Ruins. I read that book twice, and I gave it 5 stars twice. But this one I gave 3 stars. It got me even questioning that first book, but I'm not going to read it a third time. I gave it 3 stars because in this book, which is centers around Malik and Princess Karina, the two of them were on a similar journey as they were in the first book, but it was just, I needed something new. Like, I'm used to the first book being a really good introduction, and then that second book just goes out of this world because there's a war happening. There's something crazy happening, and the characters are choosing sides. They're on this path, and you know, it's a lot of action, but there's also a lot of good character building. I feel like the second book, A Psalm of Storms and Silence, didn't bring what I needed it to bring. So I wasn't really too fond of this one, but that did not stop me on my challenge, y'all. So in the month of May, on my next wrap up, I'll be telling you guys that I finished 2 more YA fantasy books. I reread, well, I listened to, because the first time I read the ebook, but the second time of me reading it, I listened to the audiobook of The Bells by Dhonielle Clayton. Y'all, it was so good. I think I gave it 4 stars back in the day, and I gave it 4 stars again. I thought it was really good. It just dragged a little bit. A brief summary: The Bells, it takes place in New Orleans. They call it like Orleans, but I love that in the second book, they like name a lot of the cities that surround New Orleans. Like they talk about Metairie and Chalmette are different lands. And I'm like, yes, they're really basing this off of New Orleans, but making New Orleans like a country. I love that about the book because, you know, I'm a Louisiana girl, so I love that. This land where the god, who the god is, he got mad that his wife, his goddess, was so focused on making the citizens, all these humans, so beautiful that he took all of their beauty and turned them into like these gray monster looking people with gray scaly skin, very stringy, tough gray hair, and red eyes. And so what the goddess did, she created the bells. And the bells are like born and bred to give beauty. They have the abilities to turn skins different colors, to elongate hair, change eye colors, change bone structure, fix noses. Like, think plastic surgery, but literally all they're doing is like imagining it in their mind, giving you like some kind of numbing tea, and you're transformed into a completely different person. The first book, the main character is Camellia, and she is on the journey of being the favorite. And so you find out if she's the favorite or not, because her goal was to be the favorite and to work with the queen and the court of the queen to take care of all the royals and their beauty regiments. So I thought this was a really, really good book concept. I gave the first book 4 stars because I feel like it was really, really good, but it dragged. It really dragged, and there were some very repetitive scenes, and then it got really good at the end. And then I finished the second book, which I say the same thing. It dragged, it had some really repetitive scenes, but at the end, it got really, really good. And so both of them have 4 stars. And I was ready to listen to The Beauty Trials, which is the third book, but that isn't on one of the audio book subscription services that I have. So I'm waiting for them to release that book, and then I'll be reading the third one in the series. So that is an update on the books that I have been reading that are a part of my challenge. So still to come, I have 3 other books to read, which are the Dread Nation series, the Legendborn series. Lastly, I am adding another book to this challenge. Last year, I read the book The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. And I just found out that in the month of April, she released her second book, The Blood Gift. So I cannot wait to listen to that one. So I'm having so much fun with this YA Fantasy Book Number 2 challenge. And I can't wait to give y'all my next update. Let me know if y'all have been reading any YA fantasy, any favorite YA fantasy books you have. Get down in those comments and let me know. And thank you again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.